Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Marianne and Nikki, and welcome to today's seminar. So my name is Michalis Kalamaras. I am the founder of eAnagnostis.gr and the publishing consultant. And I work in digital marketing and content development for the Athens-based firm Thinking. In Greece, as you very well know, publishers and book marketeers have been very active in digital marketing for more than a decade now. We are active across many channels, with Facebook being the obvious king, but Instagram being the rising star. So today, maybe it is a good time to take a step back from our day-to-day work and to contemplate and discuss our strategies and experience with the help from one of our colleagues in Germany. So today, Marco Verhülsdonk will share with us his experience in digital book marketing and discuss digital strategy and best practice examples. Marco is the digital marketing director of the Cologne-based publishing house 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗶, or for short, KiWi. With a background in humanities, he has a long experience working in publishing, and since 2001, he works at KiWi. He's now head of a growing digital marketing team at KiWi and responsible for digital strategies. KiWi is specializing, as their motto goes, in good literature, critical and popular non-fiction books. Many of the authors KiWi publishes in German are pretty well-known names in Greece too, and KiWi can be considered fairly comparable with bigger Greek publishing houses in terms of new books per year, backlist books, and number of employees. So we will begin with Marco's presentation, which will be followed by an interview with him. After or even during the interview part, Marco will answer your questions. So please feel free to post down your questions in the Q&A box you will see, and I will pass it on to Marco. And right next to that box, you can also raise your hand, and towards the end of the session, we will have some time for a couple of you to switch on your camera and pose your question yourself. So without further ado, Marco, the floor is yours. Good morning again from Athens to Cologne.
Hello, Kalimera, and thank you for your invitation and your kind introduction. And let me say that I appreciate being part of your book fair and to have the possibility to share some ideas and to exchange and to learn something about the Greek book market and to talk about marketing ideas and strategies. So this is the seminar we're in now, and I would like to start with some words about the publishing house I'm working for, 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗶. Maybe you shorten it KiWi. It's easier to say for you, I think. To say some words about it, because you know my background then, and I would like to have a few words in general about marketing. So because it's important to know the context and the background where I come from, because I mean, it's quite a range to talk about marketing. There are so many topics we can talk about, and I probably offer you see a short overview about the topics I prepared. Maybe it's so much that we don't have to go into detail. So I will give you a quick overview and a quick walkthrough my presentation. And so you can decide which topic is more important and interesting for you. And so we have questions, and you ask me, and we go into discussion. So feel free to stop me and to say, please go on, or to focus, and feel free to ask. Yes, so we come into dialogue. So first of all, something about 𝗧𝗵𝗲𝗀𝗶𝗶. We are located in Cologne. Maybe you see the cathedral, and maybe you know it, I don't know, but it's quite famous. So the publishing house is next to the cathedral, and 𝗧𝗵𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗧 was founded in 1951. We have a small imprint in Berlin called Galliani Verlag, Galliani Publishing House. Right now, KiWi has about 78 employees, or exactly. We approximately publish 120 new books a year. We have a huge backlist and 800 authors with available books, at least one. So I would say we are an authors publishing house with quite a tradition. So some words about the publishing profile. You see fiction, non-fiction, entertainment, fiction, German international literature. You see some famous authors below, almost fiction authors, I think. There are a few non-fiction too. Yes, we don't have the whole range of entertainment fiction. I mention it because I will not talk about fantasy book marketing, because we don't. I could, but we don't publish it. But we're focused on crime series and entertainment. And yes, I think we can say that we do critical nonfiction. Maybe if you have to say, you can say we're quite left-wing tradition in political terms. Critical books about society. So we also do biographies, of course, of popular artists and pop music and pop culture. So quite a range. And this is on the right side, you see the website, but I don't have to show you. You can easily click on the link if you like to, and watch the homepage of KiWi. So just as I mentioned, a few words before I talk about the format, some ideas, before we exchange practical examples of our everyday business, of everyday campaigning, everyday content marketing. I mean, it is quite obvious, but I do mention it. You have to think about your digital marketing strategy, of course, and it depends on several factors, which are mentioned here. Of course, the kind of publishing house and profile you are on your authors, the target groups you want to reach, and your resources, which means time, the woman power in most likely the woman power in a publishing house, the skills, the creativity, and of course your budget. But because I think it does not depend on budget and money at all when we're talking about ideas and creativity. So whether you have a big or small or no budget at all, you always have to think, because you can spend so much time and you can waste so much time, even if you do try and error, which we all do. You have to try to focus on the goal of your strategy. And from my experience of 10, 12 years in online marketing, and I built up the department at KiWi, I just would say there are at least 4 big objectives and goals. Always think about what you do, and I just mentioned them. It's about image, branding. Most likely you try, and we are talking about the awareness and the reach of what you're doing, then yeah, you want to have followers, fans, subscribers, so leads to get in contact and to have maybe a community or fan gating, and of course, so otherwise we wouldn't talk about it here. It's about sales, and you like to reach the customers. So pre-orders, clicks, conversions, they matter. And just keep it in mind. I will mention one or two of these buzzwords. So I start with yeah, maybe just a very a quick overview of our social media channels and the goals, the strategy behind it, and the figures. But I don't go into detail, and I don't visit the sites and the channels. Because of the structure, the program profile we focus on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. They are all growing. If you look at the figures with yellow, you see there's fortunately a growth in it. And we think about the target group and the focus of the way we do content marketing or do postings, and to and how we do you know, an editing plan for each channel. Then of course we have YouTube too for our video content, and it's quite growing in awareness and reach in this year too. And it has something to do with the video marketing we did. And last not least, of course, we have a homepage. You saw it. It is information service. It is branding. It is our homepage. It's for B2B departments to get in contact. It's there to, there is also a button to buy our books, to order it by affiliate programs to the booksellers web shops. And yes, we try to get some leads on it, to registrations and subscribers and stuff, you know that. And the newsletter, I mentioned it too. We did a relaunch, and yes, we tried to find out something about our subscribers, our fans, with the profiles and the preference center behind it. But this is maybe too specific. So now I go to the first topic, and to present you some ideas about content marketing and video and audio in specific, because this is a very shareable and emotional content. And yeah, everybody knows YouTube is the #2 search website in the world, or after Google. So that is why you should think about video and audio content. I mentioned maybe something you already know about the formats. Even if you think about the social media videos, cut it short. Because the attention of the audience is exactly like this. But there are other formats like video portraits, reading recordings that could be longer, of course. And what happened since the pandemic and the lockdown situation is, yeah, a growth of live events. We created lots of Facebook events. We did a lot of Instagram sessions with authors that are suitable, and I just show you some screenshots here and YouTube live streams we did. We even did a show or 2 shows to present our books because, yeah, the bookstores were closed and there would not be readings possible. So we did it on our own. That was quite a thing, and we live streamed it in cooperation. This was called Show, Don't Tell. In Berlin and Cologne, this was quite a thing. And what I at least won't forget is the growing attention in audio, of course. So there is explosion of podcasts, and this is not just because the audiobooks are growing in Germany, but the podcast by media. So we try to tell our authors to do podcasts. They do it themselves. But the good thing is if you have interviews, audio interviews, or live sessions there, you will find a younger audience and target group, because we reach channels we haven't been before, like Spotify or Deezer. So this is something I really want to, yeah, I really want to recommend what you can do with video and audio content and live events. This is what it was a boost in this year, and it has to do with the pandemic situation and the canceling of analog physical events. So maybe I go through email campaigning a bit faster. I mean, the good old email campaigning marketing, yes, I say don't underestimate it because of your social media efforts, because when you have subscribers and followers by newsletters and email marketing, they are really fans. Yeah, some things about the editing a plan, regular send-outs, of course, with deliveries we do. But we do lots of special newsletters and standalone mail links by special events. And now I would like to share just a few ideas by reaching new subscribers and new fans. It's also good for branding, but for lead generation. So you get new subscribers when you really do exclusive content and do something special. Just to mention 2 things we did. We have a best-selling author, a German actor who was at Vienna at the famous. He's a very famous actor, and he's a very successful novelist, 𝗬𝗵 𝗍𝗓. And we did offer pre-readings from his next coming best-selling book. Everyone is aware and everyone wants to read it, but we said you have to subscribe in the newsletter, and we had about 1,500 new subscribers when we did in summer. So that was a great success, and I called it merchandising. We had a book about David Bowie's, a list of books 3 years before he died. He made a list of the 100 novels and books he was most influenced. He was a big reader, I did not know before. And it's a nice book, not just for Bowie fans, but good tips in it. And so we did a trade poster, which you can see here, him lying there and reading. And we came to the idea to do a sweepstake, to do a contribution for our newsletter subscribers. And wow, people ask us to sell this poster. So we did it again and again. We did 2 sweepstakes with it, and we had thousands of new subscribers. So just last few tips for something more technically or from mail marketing, do cross promotion on social media for your newsletters. If you have special special offers, and yeah, they like gifts, of course, not just information. You do pre-readings, and then some technical things. Yeah, always have an eye on catchy sublines. Do an A/B testing of subject lines, just to know where is the better opening rate of your mail marketing. And yeah, interaction. You ask not just in social media, but do a survey a year or at least 2 to receive some feedback about what you're doing. This is, yeah, they like it too. So next thing, yeah, modern public relation, the whole range of the multipliers. A colleague of mine is focusing especially on that, about all the influencers, the bloggers, the booktubers, the podcasters, the bookstagrammers. So we established a section on our website for them just to subscribe, to have this, all the services, to frequently ask questions. So, and there is somebody personal to communicate with them. It is very intensive to do this work, of course. And you have to cluster and you have to check which influencer is really interesting for you. But you do it in a very, very personally way. So it is because, yeah, I mean, there are lots of bloggers coming, and they want a free copy, they want a review copy, and yeah, they will get it. We do lots of actions, but we couple it and say, please, and you have to publish your reviews. You do unboxing videos when you receive the copy, and you have to talk about it in the web. You have to post the reviews not just on your blog, but on social channels or on community platforms, just to have a start from word-to-mouth marketing, because recommendation of the readers and the bloggers and bookstagrammers, we don't have to pay for ads, but you know, this is hopefully word-to-mouth marketing if they like the book, and even they should mention it on the product comments of booksellers platforms, of course. So, and there are some events we also create, and we invite them to come to the publishing house once a year. Not this year, of course. And I mentioned the Lit Block convention we did in Cologne with 2 other or 3 other publishing houses, an event with 300 bookstagrammers, influencers from Germany. And you know, we bring them together. We bring them together with our authors, with our editors. It's about communicating. It's about coming together like on a book fair. Okay, authors branding. Quite obvious that the author is the star. The author is the brand, not the publishing house. And the authors who want it, who are suitable, yes, you have to encourage them, or you have to talk. You don't have to, but try to find out if they like to do online marketing, and if they like to be present in the web. And then I mean, everybody knows that it is not just given to everybody to be a public persona and to play with it and to always communicate with your readers. But yeah, this is author marketing, author branding marketing, and you can reach so many people because they are fans, they are readers, they are enthusiastic about them. Websites, personal newsletters, talk about the social media strategy. And yeah, if they want, we have authors who do meets and greets, living room readings, and of course, web live events. We talk about the storytelling, how to do the storytelling behind the book, to tell the story of how it developed, how to show where they write. They all want to, the readers and bookstagrammers, and they want to know about everything of their favorite authors. So, and just a fun fact below, you see this guy, he knows something about marketing. Look at his, you know, haircut marketing. And he's quite famous, of course, in Germany as a web strategy, as an author for Der Spiegel. It's a big magazine, a weekly one. So what he did is he wrote a non-fiction book, a very analytic book about our world and how it changed. And he signed the whole first edition of this book. You see this number below. This is a 2020. I think we had 23,000 copies, and he did it, and he live streamed it on Twitch TV. You know, it was physically hard, but it's the way you can do PR and product marketing, yeah, in a very, very crazy and funny way. Or signed copies, you see, there are thousands of ideas. I just mentioned a few. Okay, maybe I go to focus on ebook marketing. I don't know the situation in Greece, but you know, we do ebooks since about 2009, 11 years now. We almost have ebooks from every available book now. And our experience after we tried lots of things is that it has become in Germany a second bookmark, and the readers are quite special because of the devices. They read they read more than maybe you can say print readers, and they focus on the prices. So price marketing in ebook marketing matters. I don't know, I'm not quite sure if you have fixed prices. I think you have. We have fixed prices in Germany too, but I mean, we are, as a publishing house, we have an agency contracts to the booksellers, and we say, okay, the price for 1 month is lower, and playing with the prices with attractive and low prices, I have of course to mention, attracts the ebook readers. So what we do is something you might know: ebook first editions before the print book is published, or do bundles to 2 or 3 books in one. You don't have to spend much money in ideas like, you know, in-book marketing. If you do a reading sample of the next book to come, or the book before in the actual in the ebook, you know, it's in-book marketing for another novel. Integrate links. And if there is bonus content, it makes it attractive. Another idea, we did a so-called KiWi preview, a book with samples of forthcoming books for free. So everybody could read 4 or 5 months before they are published. Yeah, digitalize your backlist because there's a long tail in it. Yeah, and it's not just for ebooks, but it's very important to check your metadata, of course, in e-commerce and online marketing. And we don't often have any budget for ebooks, but this is the key: metadata and keyword marketing to arouse some attention for them. So next one, it's about money, it's about budget, and it goes from search engine advertising to really huge campaigning. I just want to mention that search engine advertising, you don't have to spend a lot of money, of course, you know that. Maybe you can have 50 euros and have a great campaign if you do it at the right moment. And we found out that it's always a good thing to switch Google AdWords when your authors are in the media. People sit in front of the TV and Google the name of the author, or when they hear something in the radio and they didn't catch the name right, or just one word of the title like this. So we do AdWords on events, and as I mentioned, when they're in the media, and we had quite a success with that. So, and then if you find yourself, if you see that your postings or tweets most of all the Facebook and Instagram posts are successful, we do sponsored posts. No, not just posted, but to reach more people, we do sponsored posts. It's not that expensive too. And yeah, of course, the other things like paid social ads and video ads on YouTube, you I think might know. And then yeah, when it comes to bigger campaigns for best-selling books, there is what I mentioned, what is called the performance marketing, and to switch programmatic ads. This is quite you know, a kind of science, and it's very technical. And you really have to specialize on it. You have to have a knowledge on this. But I mean, it's obviously that you spend a big budget for awareness and sales. You want to sell books with it, and yeah, you have to do it regularly, and you have to monitor it. You have to use tracking codes in your displays, in your ads, just to receive some feedback and to analyze it. It's an own seminar, I think. So, but we made some experience in the last year, because our reach, our organic reach in social media has grown, but there was also a boost of the paid reach, and the insights we got from the campaigning in the targeting groups. And we use it within the campaign to optimize in retargeting who sees the AdWords or the ads and the displays, and to optimize the conversions. And yes, we also use it for campaigns of similar books in target groups. But you know, just as I mentioned, it's a known seminar and not just one. Okay, last slide. Oh, I'm much too I don't have the time.
It's okay, Marco.
It's okay. Okay. So last slide. I hope everybody doesn't fell asleep. And something that is quite obvious: we have the on and offline world everywhere, also in the publishing houses, and we have at KiWi a great offline marketing department. But to be honest, we always think about plans together. We campaign together. We talk about it. So this is why there's cross promotion, of course, and cross promotion offered by media brands like, just to mention two, Die Zeit, Der Spiegel, big weekly newspapers and magazines, and they offer us print and content and native ads, newsletter ads as a package, so we can have a bundle, print and online. Then I showed you some pictures about a campaign for upmarket entertaining book, a father and son novel, similar to Nick Hornby, what he did in the 19th and years, and it's called Panda Tage, so Panda Days, with quite a key visual, and we spread it all over. You know, you see out of home, on screens, on posters, display ads. We put a QR code on the printed ads and on the posters to learn more about it. And there were reading copies in cinemas in the towns we focused on, where the targeting group is. So last two bullet points. Let's talk about lead generation. Very simple way, postcards of sweepstakes, or we have lists at physical readings of our authors for people who want to register and subscribe. This is, of course, on and offline too. And cooperation. I mentioned, I would like to mention two ideas. There is a Swedish biological or fashion label called Gudrun, and they have a target group about the one that is the #1 readership in Germany, women 50 or 60 years old, 50 years about, maybe older, and they do have some flyers of our books when they send out the fashion to the customers. And so we have a deal with them. So it focuses on the target group. And then we have a very, very successful Regio crime series which is located in France, in the Bretagne. And 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗶 is a pseudonym of a German author, very successful. And the German readers go to the Bretagne with the crimes, and you know, it's like a travel brochure, or it's like a trip advisor for them. And there is Bretagne Reisen, Bretagne Traveling. They cooperate with us, and this is a very, very, you know, we have nine books of 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗶, and this is such fun to cooperate with them, and it is such a success because they reach, yeah, exactly our target group. So this is the last thing I want to mention about cooperation. And then I think I'm through.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Marco, very much. I think it was really both detailed and I think very, you opened up the books of KiWi for us, giving us examples and good practices, and also I think mapping the digital marketing landscape. And I think also it was in a way a checklist that many people could use to ask themselves what of these things I am doing already, I want to do, I should do, or maybe I should not do, but anyway, it is very important. So I would go, we will go on to the interview part, and but first of all, I would like to urge everyone to ask questions at the Q&A box. There are a few, but I think there are many more to be asked, because you mentioned many social media channels, newsletter, of online and offline marketing. So then there is a great experience to be shared here. But I will start with the interview part and ask you, first of all, you mentioned that you are the head of the department. You are in for almost 20 years in KiWi. And I was wondering, in all these years, how the department evolved, and how maybe also, how many the employees involved, and how many the percentage of spending, let's say, and effort also in digital and non-digital marketing has changed through the years.
Yes. I didn't start in an online marketing department when I started at KiWi, because it was not existing. So, and I started in, after some stations in the editing department. After 2 years and doing, so I always was interested in public relation too. So in the press department, there were some campaigns that I was interested in too. And then I had a talk about the future, of course, with my publisher and with my boss. And we found out that there is a need to do more online marketing, or to do online marketing. We had of course a website, but there was no strategy. And then we decided to search for another colleague who can be next to me, to the content marketing. You know, I'm talking about a time before Facebook.
Okay.
And then we started, and we started with 2 people, and when social media came up, we developed the first book trailer, and everything had to be discussed in a way that it is what are we, in what direction are we developing and growing. But at least, you know, it took us about now 10-12 years to have a department of 5 people today. We have 5 colleagues, and we are part of course, the marketing department with the print colleagues. And next to the sales department, to the press department, we are the one who are the marketeers and who do the communication and the advertising. And so it developed very slowly. And yeah, it has to do with, I mean, I think a publishing house like KiWi, we are interested in, doing books that are not just successful, but that are interesting for young readers too. So and we try to be innovative in our editorial efforts and selling books. But the way we have to do it, that was quite clear after a few years. We have to use the channels where the people get information, get interaction, and this is more and more online. So the last point you asked me, it also developed the budget, of course. I mean, if you have 5 colleagues, yes, you can think about the personal budget, and but the budget in marketing, it changed too. So there is less. I mean, marketing has grown in the whole, and I mean, there's a little bit less in print advertising, yes. So it's not. Yeah.
So it's not so much that that you have taken money, let's say, from the traditional marketing and put it to the digital marketing, but that the marketing in general for KiWi has grown, as I understand.
Yes, it has grown. Sales grown too, and
that's good.
But yeah, and I mean, the press department's efforts is also always a very, very big point and big issue in successful campaigning. And the thing is to think not in departed sections, but to campaign together. Yeah, that's the art of doing. I mean, it's not rocket science; it's marketing, but it's the art to do a good setup and to have a good plan and to talk with each other about the ways we do it. And yes, but it shifts to online in the last years. Yeah, definitely.
So I think we are really glad you were here to share. I mean, from your experience and your learning from all these years, and I think it was also a great sessions of seminars during Let's Talk. All the seminars I think were really useful for book professionals